A lawsuit filed against the state of Minnesota by an airline trade group is challenging the state's earned sick and safe time law that expanded today, applying the sick time requirements to other paid time off. Airlines for America is seeking an exemption to that law, arguing the state's requirements undermine collective bargaining agreements and company policies. Gordon Severson joins us now, breaking down these claims and how the group says it could impact travel. Gordon?
Yeah, the airlines argue Minnesota's sick time law makes it too easy for pilots and flight attendants to call in sick. Under the Minnesota law, employees don't need a doctor's note to call in sick. The airlines argue if too many flight attendants and pilots call in sick on a given day, that could lead to flight delays and cancellations. But advocates for Minnesota's sick time law argue the airlines are only making this argument to save money.
This is an argument that they're making to safeguard or increase their profits. That's honestly what it comes down to.
For the last 22 years, Kayla Berg has worked as a flight attendant in Minnesota. She's also a state representative who is instrumental in adding flight attendants and pilots to the state's new sick time law.
Life happens. Sick children, sick parents, a sickness that the employee might have themselves. This just gives a little bit more time for us to address those human needs.
This week, Airlines for America, which represents several airlines, including United, Southwest, and Delta, filed a lawsuit against the state of Minnesota, arguing their employees should be exempt from the sick time law. The airlines argue the law undermines the collective bargaining agreements they already have in place with the unions, and the state sick time law will cause an increase in employee absences, with employees abusing the law. The airlines also argue this will cause more flight delays and cancellations. Representative Berg says she doesn't buy that argument, saying there may be one or two employees who may abuse the system, but most want to show up to work.
And this isn't a giveaway or a handout. It's called earned sick and safe time for a reason. You have to earn it. You have to work enough hours.
The Association of Flight Attendants is also speaking out against the airlines. In a statement, they say there is no reason to exclude aviation workers from state sick leave laws. They're calling on the airlines to stop fighting them, arguing these efforts are mean-spirited and counterproductive.
The big questions now are, how will the Minnesota Department of Labor react to this lawsuit, and could we see other industries following the airline's lead, trying to get an exemption for their workers as well? I reached out to the Department of Labor, but being a holiday, we have not heard back from them at this time.